Hello and welcome to the Dry Run Dulcimer 2026 play-by-ear challenge that we are leading. We are so glad that you are here. The main reason to do this challenge is because I, Cindy, cannot play by ear. Despite years and years and years of formal lessons on piano, saxophone, dulcimer, and other instruments, I still cannot play by ear. And it's just tragic, because I want to be able to join a jam without my iPad or paper sheet music, or even have to sit and memorize all the tunes, because playing by ear is different than memorizing, and we'll talk about that sometime in the future. So I am glad that you are here. I am glad that we are doing this challenge. I look forward to it. You can expect us to post videos on a regular basis. Our goal is going to be to post a video every Sunday with a new lesson, and we'll have to judge exactly about how the flow of the lessons will go, and a lot of that's going to depend on feedback from you guys. So be sure and give us lots of feedback. But it's going to be an exciting year. We're going to dig in and put in the time that we need to do this, and I just can't wait to see results. So what do you need to do to participate in this challenge? Well, there's a couple of ways you can participate. Our videos are going to be posted directly onto our YouTube channel. So if you would subscribe to Dry Run Dulcimer's YouTube channel, that would certainly help us. If you are not a YouTuber, then you can follow our Facebook page, and on Facebook we will be putting the links to the YouTube videos. You'll be able to click on the link, it'll take you directly over to YouTube, you'll be able to watch that one video and then go back to Facebook, and hopefully you'll comment, give us feedback, ask questions. We want you to feel welcome to interact with each other as well as with Rick and I. Don't just ask us questions, ask them of each other. If somebody comments about something that you're interested in, ask them a question, or if somebody is asking a question and you have a thought that may help them, feel free to share it. We want to give each other encouragement and feedback and do it in a very positive manner, which I know you all will do. So either Facebook or YouTube or both.
You don't want to have to pull out an iTab or tablet with all your music on it. You want to sit down and do something other than that.
But there are advantages to reading music. So personally, I want to have both skills, and so that's what I'm trying to develop. That's why, if you haven't seen it, while we have the Playing by Ear Challenge for 2026, like I said, the videos will be on YouTube, but it's also going to be done through our Facebook page, because it will link the videos over there on our Facebook page. And on Facebook, instead of just like commenting to us, people can really comment to each other and have a little more discussion. And I'm hoping as people start learning by ear, they can even in the comments share videos. So my thoughts on playing by ear, I don't know that anyone is going to teach you to do it. They can tell you techniques, they can advise you, they can make suggestions, they can tell you what they do. But I just really think that this is a skill that you have to put in the time, and it's something that you're going to have to learn on your own. So instead of essentially teaching you, what we are going to be doing is leading you on a guided adventure. Rick is very good at playing by ear, so he is going to share his thoughts, his insights, his expertise. I can give you information from what I've researched. I'm reading books, I'm watching videos, I'm talking to professionals and to people, and so I can bring that to it. And then you'll actually be able to watch me go through the process and see if I'm having success, what's working for me, what's not working for me, and hopefully you will give us feedback about what's working or not working for you. So I don't know that we're going to really teach you to play by ear. That's why this is really called the challenge, the play by ear challenge, because we want to challenge you to do that. According to Rick, what he has told me in the past is that the first thing you have to do is get a song in your head. Well, I think I have a song in my head, but I must not, because it's still not helping me play by ear. And so I think my definition of getting a song in my head, Rick's definition of getting a song in his head, I think they're not the same thing. And I think what he says is true, but I've been researching, and there's a skill called audiation. And I think that's really what Rick means when he says get a song in your head. It's not just singing the words, because that's usually what I'm doing. I'm thinking the words and stuff like that, and this is how the song goes. But I'm not really thinking about the actual melody and the tones, that the instrument makes, and that it goes up and then it goes down, and I don't think about the rhythm that goes in there with the melody and stuff. And all of those things need to be considered. When I, in my manner, get a song in my head, it's a very broad picture of the song. It's kind of knowing how it goes. It's, like I said, learning a lot of the words, even though I don't even sing it when I play. But that's, I know how the song goes, But I don't know how it goes, like, intimately with the melody notes and the tones. And I think that's what audiation is all about. And we're going to be talking about audiation and how to practice that skill and how to develop that skill, because from everything I've seen, it seems to be the foundational step that I am missing when I try to play by ear. And so that's the first thing I need to correct. And after that, we'll reevaluate. I'm sure there's going to be some other things too, but audiation is the first major step to take, the first task I have to learn, and the skill that needs to be worked on.
Tell them what audiation is, so they won't be scratching their head and saying, well, what the heck is that? Because I had never heard of it before we started doing a little research.
Well, it's like when Rick says, get the music or the song in your head, okay? And so, like, I think, okay, well, it's in my head, but according to audiation, it is not in my head, because I need to be able to sing back all the tones. And you're not talking about just the words of the music. You're talking about, like, you're not going to sing happy birthday in your brain. You're going to be singing, da 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 da, the tones itself, and get those in your brain.
From what I've been reading and watching the videos that you've been sharing, but I've been reading some too, it's not just the same for everyone. Everyone kind of has that experience differently. So it may be different for someone else. Some folks said that they would hear just the bare melody, and some folks say they would kind of hear themselves humming along, and then others would say they would hear the instruments and all the instruments of a full recording. So I don't think I've ever done that. I think what I do is kind of it's not actually me humming, but it's kind of in my head. I'm kind of humming along the tune to sound it out.
You hear the tune in your head while you're playing.
However you do it, the tune should be going through your head, and that's really the first step and the most important step for playing by ear. Is you got to hear that to know where you're going. If you don't, you're kind of lost.
I don't hear the music in my head, and so I really think that is a big step that's missing. So I have found a couple of really good videos on YouTube that other people have done that talk about audiation, exactly what it is, describing it, and then how you can develop it. So we've already posted links to those videos on our Facebook page. And I want you, if you can, to go and watch them. And even if you've already watched them once, watch them again. The more you hear this good information, the better it is going to be. The easier it is going to be, the more it's going to soak in. At least that's how I feel. Oh, and regarding these videos, I'm going to put the links in the description of the video on YouTube, and the links will also be found on our Facebook page at the top of the post, and we may try to put them in the comments as well. So look for those links. Okay, so this is our first song assignment. The first song in the challenge is going to be Old Joe Clark. How common is that? You know, and this is like embarrassing, but I can't play that song without tab. I've been playing the Dulcimer for, I don't know, 12 years, something like that. And I cannot play Old Joe Clark without tab. That's just embarrassing. I shared one of my darkest secrets with you. But now I'm not saying I can't like hunt and peck and find the notes, because I can when I sit down and try to play, but it's like one at a time, and I make a lot of mistakes. And then when I get ready to go to the second verse of it, well, guess what? I've already forgot what frets I pushed, where I did the hunting, where I did the pecking. And so it's like I got to start it all over again. That's not the way it should be done. So that is going to be our first song that we're going to work on. If it's something that you've already have memorized, well, then I guess just watch the videos and read up and, you know, make sure you have it good in your head. Practice some of the audiation skills. We'll have a new music lesson for you soon, and hopefully it'll be a song that you don't already know. But there are people like me that's been playing for years that can't even play Old Joe Clark. So this is for those people. So we have found a website. It is wncdc.org. So it's a Western North Carolina Dulcimer Collective.org. And they have hundreds of tabs on their website, and they're all in alphabetical order. Just scroll down. You're going to find Old Joe Clark. Over to the right of Old Joe Clark will be columns. Actually, it's to the right of all the songs, but over to the right are different columns, and you'll have the option to click on the word melody. When you click on the word melody, that's what you're going to hear. Just the melody of that song. No chords, just the melody, and it's played on a dulcimer. Since this is a dulcimer challenge, it's perfect. You can't get any better than that. Plus, I have good news in that this melody audio file can actually be slowed down and sped up, and we're going to make a little video and insert that shows you how to do that for the people that need it. I want to show you really quick how to navigate the website that we're going to use. On my iPad, I'm going to go to Safari. Up here in the top column, I'm going to type WNCDC, Western North Carolina Dulcimer Collective. That's exactly where I want to go. Once there are several items to choose from in the menu across the top. We choose Tab Index. It is in alphabetical order. We can slide down the page or simply push O because we are going to Old Joe Clark. And across the page, we see melody and strummed version. We want to go to the melody only because that is going to be Dulcimer melody. So right here is it started automatically, but if it doesn't, you press the arrow to go. Press it again and it turns off. If you want to change the speed of this recording, over here on the right are 3 little dots in a circle. When you touch that, it gives you different playback speeds to choose from. 0.5 is half of the speed that it's already playing at. 1 is the normal speed. 1.25, 1.5, or twice as fast. For fun, let's just try twice as fast. That is way too fast. Let's slow it down to half of the normal speed or the speed that they recorded it at. Let's listen. All right, so I'm going to stop it there, but you can see there's a variety of speeds to choose from, and surely you could find one that is going to be compatible with you having plenty of time to find the notes that you need on your dulcimer. After you have found the website and navigated to Old Joe Clark, found the melody audio file, I want you to spend time listening to this file over and over and over. Really audiate it. Get it in your mind. We do this without the instrument in hand. Okay, this is just us sitting in a chair, on your couch, on your porch like I am now, listening to the music. Listen to the tones, listen to the rhythm, watch or I shouldn't say watch, I should say listen, because you're going to hear if the tones are going up, if the melody's going down. Pay attention to all of that and get it to where you can sing or hear the tones of the melody back in your head. We're not looking for words, we're looking for the tones of the melody notes. You want to hear that in your head without pausing. Know what's going to come next. Get it in your head from start to finish. Now, one thing I want to say about the Old Joe Clark file. When you listen to the audio file online, they play one part A and one part B. Our Dulcimer Club, and I assume most of them, whenever you actually play this song, we play 2 A's, 2 B's. 2 A's, 2 B's. So go ahead and work on audiating the song as it is in the file. And then when you start playing it, I suggest that you play it in the form that your Dulcimer Club plays. For me, like I said, it was 2 A's and then 2 B's. Once you have this song in your head, it's going to be time to pick up the instrument. Not until it is in your head. This could take you a day. It could take you a couple of days. It just depends on you, and each individual is different, so don't worry about it if it's not right away. Just give it time and it'll come. But the more time you spend in the audiation phase and getting it in there, the better you're going to be when you actually pick up your instrument. One of the hardest things to do when you pick up the instrument is going to be getting started and finding that first note. I suggest that you kind of start on fret 4. The reason I'm suggesting 4 is because all of our initial songs are not going to go any further than the 7th fret. So you have an open string to the 7th fret, and 4 is right in the middle. Okay, so you have the audiated beginning tone in your brain. So start on fret 4. Pick it. If the tone that you hear in your brain is higher than the tone that you are here when you are picking fret 4, then you need to go to a higher fret. If the tone in your brain is lower than the tone you hear when you pick fret 4. Then we're going to move down to a lower fret and try to match that tone. So once you have found that first note, you're ready to really get started. Listen to the next note. The next note in your brain. Does the tone go up? Does the tone go down? From the first note, if the tone goes up, we're going to move up in our fret number. If the tone is lower, we will move down. You'll just do this again and again till you get through picking the notes for the first phrase or the melody of the first phrase of part A of the song. If you are having trouble finding any of these notes after you've given it some time and some practice, feel free to go back and open up the audio file. Have the audio file right beside you. Look over, push play, listen to the first phrase, stop, and then look for those notes on your dulcimer instrument. After you've worked through the first phrase, continue to the second phrase. Continue adding until you have completed part A, and practice part A. Practice it again and again and again. You've learned part A. We're moving on to part B. We're going to follow the same procedure. Once you have part B down, of course, we just go back to the beginning and play it in the form that your club plays it, what you're normally used to playing. A, B, B, or A, B, A, B, whatever your club plays. I'm a little nervous. Here I am by myself at my house. Look at this, my hair's everywhere. I have on no makeup, but I'm gonna go ahead and make this video because it needs to be done. Let me check my tuning. Okay, so the instrument is in tune and we are getting ready to start on our first play-by-ear challenge tune, which is gonna be Old Joe Clark. I have what I think is the first note of Old Joe Clark in my brain. I can't sing, but it's like, da 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 da. See how horrible that is? So let's see if we can find old. If I start here on the middle, like we said, the 4th fret. Actually, I think it does start on the 4th fret. I looked into that one, didn't I? So now that I found my first note, I'm going to try the next one. Da 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 da. I think it goes. No. I just played part A, all from the stuff in my head because I've been working on the audiation this week. I started on 4 and lucked into the fact that that was the first note. As you could tell, I had to try out a few different frets, but I found it. I'm going to try to play this again. So the next part, you know, I'm like hearing the words in my head. It's fare thee well, old Joe Clark. But The audiation stuff that I've researched really says don't pay attention to those words. You have to think about the tone itself. So, da da da. So if I start on 4 again, it's definitely lower than that. Da. I think that one's open. Oh, Joe Clark. So I know it's got to go up. No. No, see, that's too high. I got to be lower. Oh, no, I do need to go up. I do need to go up. I wasn't high enough. That's it. Okay, so let's start again. All right, I need to do that again. That was it. I'm still having to think pretty bad about this, and I really shouldn't be thinking fret numbers. I need to be thinking and singing this, audiating in my head. In my head. Let's try it. Da da da. Again. Good, good. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and try the second phrase, which is almost, the second phrase of part B is almost the same as the first. So. Got it right on the first time. Go me. So let's try all of part B. Yay! Now, need to go all the way back to the beginning and try to put part A and part B. So I remembered I started out on the 4th fret and I lucked into it that was it. So. Play part A again. Part B again. Now, I'm very happy and proud of myself. It's your turn. It could take you all week to get this song down. Or you may be someone who just goes crazy and gets it done in a day. If you get it done in a day, then that's wonderful. If it takes you all week, that's wonderful too. Wherever you are on the spectrum, be sure that you visit this song regularly. Visit it in your head, audiating and listening to it, and visit it on your instrument. Try to make time every day to hear it in your head and play it on your instrument. That's what you need to do to help get this more over into your long-term memory and make it something that you just don't forget next week. Okay, so we are going to conclude lesson 1 right here. You have an assignment. You have the very, very basics of audiation. You have videos to watch that can explain it more in depth than we ever could. So you have the website, you have audio files that you could listen to. So you have everything that you need to learn Old Joe Clark by ear this week. You also have Rick and I both as resources. You can ask questions, you can send us messages, comments on our Facebook page, comments on our YouTube page. We will address everything that we can. So for now, let's get started. Be positive, be confident, because this is something that you and we can do together. And with Rick's help, it's going to just be that much easier. We have somebody who is already very great at this skill. He's an expert, and he's going to be pointing us in the right direction. So good luck. Talk to you soon.